All right, everyone, reports are in from yesterday. Apparently, a former ambassador and whatever he was under Trump, John Bolton, secretly doesn't like Trump's foreign policy, like he hates his diplomatic strategy. And he has a bone to pick with it, but he never said anything because, of course, he was hired by Trump. I'm sitting there hooray, thank goodness John Bolton doesn't like Donald Trump. That makes me want to vote for Trump 10 times more. John Bolton is a war hawk, warmongering scumbag from the Bush administration. He was basically labeled the Antichrist by the old left. You know, the one that pretended at least to be against war and censorship and big government conducting surveillance and drone strikes and shit. You know, the non-sellout liberals we used to have 15 years ago, the kind of non-sellout liberal that I was at the time? Everyone hated Bolton. Thought he was nuts, thought he was going to start World War III. People like him and Ashcroft and all of their crowd, the moralists and the war hawks. A bunch of morons, a bunch of sellouts, anti-American, unpatriotic scumbags that should have been out on their ass long, long ago. All of a sudden, John Bolton suggests, well, I'm not a big, with his fucking atomic mushroom cloud mustache, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump's policy. Oh, lovely, I used to hate Bolton so much, but now I love him because he's a never-Trumper. And you're nuts if you think that. If you want to call yourself a liberal, and I mean more in even the partisan, like the Democratic sense, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you know what was the sort of stuff that was said about John Bolton by people apparently far more intelligent? Like has the cell phone networks, have they melted people's brains inside of their skulls and made them that dumb? How much, I mean, you know, not to get off the conspiracy theory land here, but, you know, should I be studying up on chemtrails and fluoride or something and talking about the frogs becoming homosexual? Apparently, I might as well do so because it's making more sense than believing that the same exact liberals have so much cognitive dissonance, like they were so smart and astute and understood the government was shitty, and then all of a sudden corporations like news broadcasting groups told them evil orange man bad, and now they've got such bad Trump derangement syndrome that they're applauding John Bolton. But then again, I realize they've already applauded George W., George H.W. Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney, a laundry list, a who's who of people that you suggested, if you're a liberal at all, of yesteryear, should be put in jail or put on a desert island as a menace to society. All of a sudden, Trump gets in. He hasn't even pandered to the same corporations. He hasn't started any new significant conflicts, and he's the bad one. John Bolton's the good guy in this arrangement. You want John Bolton? Okay, here's a suggestion. Here's what I want. I want the Republicans to kick Trump out and get Jeb Bush to run. John Bolton is his running mate. Get Dick Cheney in there just for good measure and say, look, we're not Trump. Ha ha ha. We've kicked him out of the party. Liberals, you should vote for us because we slayed the evil Trump that you couldn't do anything about because, you know, your candidates all suck. Get them in there and see how many wars you end up with. How many atrocities are committed. Give them carte blanche. Give them 4 years to kill everyone that they want to kill and see how many people are left in this fucking world. That's what John Bolton and his ilk would cause. These people are mad. They're lunatics. They're the kind of people that end up as an antagonist in a Kubrick film. By the way, I disagree with Razor Fist. I think Stanley Kubrick quite good. I think especially, you know, learning to love the bomb at this point, if John Bolton ends up back in politics, might be a useful thing to do. And you gotta be fucking kidding me. Bolton hates Trump's foreign policy behind closed doors. So he wasn't willing to stand toe-to-toe to Trump in public and say, well, maybe I'm uncomfortable with this. Well, that's funny. A bunch of other advisors have very visibly disagreed with Trump. By the way, good on them. It's good for them to do that. It's good for Trump to retaliate in kind. I like the fact that right now, at least some of the politics, the stuff that used to be very behind the scenes and you'd only hear about it in an NBC exclusive expose, all of a sudden is now at the forefront. Politics has come to the forefront and become very democratized and populistic under Trump because he wears his political heart on his sleeve, puts everything on Twitter anyway. And other people do the same, even if it's only to get book deals. I love it. It's more entertaining. It honestly, in a way, it's more honest. You know, even if some of it is political theater 4D chess stuff, at the very least, some of it is honestly more honest. I think it's better that way. I think it's good that John Bolton should come out and say this very visibly. Because then every non-sellout, every non-lunatic in the country will side with Trump over somebody like John Bolton. Think what you want about Trump. You can think that he's crazy. You can think he's got early stage dementia, and then ignore Joe Biden, of course, for partisan reasons. You can think that he's evil, that he embezzles money, cheats on his taxes, and he hates puppies and eats his steak the wrong way. Go ahead. He's still better than John Bolton. It would be difficult for you to find me a human being worse than John Bolton. I guess if John Bolton had an evil twin, that evil twin, the only difference would be the evil twin would kill people themselves instead of having other people do it with drones and stuff. That's the only real difference. How do you make John Bolton worse? By the way, his haircut died in the 70s. Jesus Christ, the dude looks like he's basically the fat sellout beach boy. That's what he looks like to me. What a fucking loser. That's about all. Peace out.